course.
When I had my DEA license, I mean, everyone I suspected was a DEA agent who came to me and wanted to get some psilocybin. But
I'm sure you probably got set up a bunch of times.
I numerous times. The
Did
point
you
was
matrix
funny.
it all?
It was to the point. It was pretty funny. You know,
Right.
I had this one person who offered me just huge amounts of money, and I played with him, and I said, no, it's not enough. And he offered me more and more money. Pretty soon, about $200,000-$300,000, and he was writing all these coded letters, and it was obviously a DEA agent trying to set me up, and finally he got really frustrated because I was playing with a guy. I said, I'm tired of being set up like this. I'm just going to play with a sucker, And so it finally came to a point, and he got really, really frustrated. He's going to get mad at me. He goes, well, how much money? I go, there's not enough money on this planet for me to ever give you a psilocybin mushroom, so give it up. But
even if you say that's not enough money, could that be taken in as a negotiation?
Well, not enough money on the planet. I suppose some aliens would come.
Not enough money on the planet. But before not enough money, it was not enough money.
Right. Before that, it was totally,
So I would think that, like, if you had like a really, loosely interpreting judge, you could.
Well, I suppose so, but I never committed a criminal act. So,
right.
Yeah.
But isn't it sort of like a conspiracy to?
I'm not a lawyer. I wouldn't have. I mean, you have to keep things in context.
Yeah. I wouldn't play.
Yeah.
Maybe you're more of a courageous person when it comes to that stuff than me.
Well, at some point, I just got frankly pissed off.
I'm sure.
Like, enough of playing with me.
It's a waste of your time.
I'm going to play with you, and I'm going to reverse the table. So, but in any event, this is serious research.
Yes.
And it's something that, unfortunately, because it can be marginalized by the party atmosphere and used as a party drug, there's a really amazing study that just came out about 5 days ago. It's a big data study. 440,000 people, prisoners, were surveyed over 10 years in the Department of Human and Health Services data bank, and they found an amazing correlation. If you had, in this prisoners, one experience with psilocybin in your life, one experience, it reduced in that population compared to the people who did not take psilocybin mushrooms, an 18% reduction in burglary and larceny, and up to a 27% reduction in other crimes, including violent crimes. So that's phenomenal. Actually, I got my numbers reversed. There's 27% reduction in burglary, 18% reduction in violent crime. Now think of the damage, not only to the victims and the victims' families, the court system, the lawyers, the collateral damage, people being upset because they're being criminalized in prison for something, for merely possessing psilocybin mushrooms or something like that. But think of the return on investment. A 4 to 6 hour experience creates a lifetime benefit to society, reducing criminal activity by 18 to 27%. This is phenomenal. This is something that can help the health of our human psyche, of our social system, of reducing trauma throughout in our entire society. It's time for us to wake up and look at this in a much more seasoned and intellectual fashion than we have before.
More rational and not weighed down by the ideas of mushrooms being a silly thing.
Yeah.
Right?
And so I have a few pet peeves, and I understand why people want to use it, but the word shroom just drives me crazy.
Shroom fest.
Yeah, and the shroom fest. It's like, with all due respect, I understand, but let's not be children about this. Let's be adults.
You're a serious person. I get it.
I'm also a non-serious person on many levels, but I know when it comes to something that is so powerful, that is so important, let's not jeopardize its use medically and for the benefit of society in the future by appealing to the lowest common denominator. Let's be adults in the room on this.
I agree with you to a certain extent, but I also think that it's got to be incredibly frustrating for a guy like you that has the kind of information that you have bouncing around your head in relationship to the way the rest of the world views it. See, to a person like myself who I don't know nearly as much as you know, but I know quite a bit more than the average person when it comes to psilocybin and mushrooms or Amanita muscaria or Terrence McKenna's ideas, Shroom Fest doesn't bother me. But for a serious researcher like yourself, it's got to be like, you're a part of the problem, right?
Well,
You're making it silly.
It's the Timothy Leary problem.
Right, right.
It held back
Right.
their bona fide research into this subject for years. There's a movement right now.
Explain that, please.
It is. There's a movement right now to move psilocybin from Schedule 1 to Schedule 2. Schedule 1 means an illegal drug that has no medical benefits. Schedule 2 means it's a drug that has medical benefits.
Right.
So there's a serious movement going on right now within the FDA to have it be recategorized because, in the words of FDA researchers I know, one arm's length removed, is that they've never seen anything with such a strong safety profile that gives so much benefit at so little cost for such a long time. This is a drug in a category of its own. This is really important.